Well, it was a one-car accident. My husband David, our son Daniel, and Brittany were in the car. It veered off the road, hit a concrete drainage culvert, flipped head over heels, and then rolled. When it hit the first time, they said Brittany flew up and hit the ceiling, and that's probably when she broke her back. She was ejected from the rear of our minivan, and she broke her T5. She crushed her T3 through 6, has a rod. She broke her right arm, her left hip, her nose, her ribs, had multiple internal injuries. All three actually were life flighted, but Brittany had her own helicopter just because her injuries were so bad. Life flight paramedics said that they'll do the best they can, but she may not make the 20-minute flight. Once I finally got to the hospital, the doctors were examining her and doing different tests and x-rays, and that's when they determined that she had a broken back, and she also chipped her C1. She didn't break it, but she chipped it. They put her in a C-collar. She had that for 8 weeks. Her right wrist was crushed. She had an external fixator on it because the bones were just so badly crushed they had to stabilize it somehow. She was in PICU for 3 weeks, and then ICU for a week, and then after that, that's when we flew to Shriners Hospital in Chicago and met Dr. Vogel and his team.
I remember hitting the top of the van and flying out and hitting the pavement, and that's all.
Sure. Well, Brittany, of course, if she was really fortunate, she never had a spinal cord injury, but she had a spinal cord injury, and turned out, although we initially thought it was a complete spinal cord injury, and that's when we were saying that when she went home the first time, I said it was very unlikely she would recover. And fortunately, I remember her mom calling me up a couple weeks later and saying, "Guess what?" And of course, as I always say, I'm very happy when I'm wrong in that respect. So whether it's grace of God or just good luck, however you want to look at it, she had an incomplete spinal cord injury, and was able to, regain a significant amount of recovery, as we can see that about her ability to walk, and although things aren't perfect as we wish they were, but obviously she's very active young lady, very resilient. She obviously has gone back to pre-injury activities and really makes the most out of things. And so sometimes I think whatever, I'm not sure how to explain why things work out the way they do, but I'm sure a lot has to do with her spirit and her family. But nonetheless, she still has damage to her spinal cord, and it isn't where she was prior to it. And it's something we'll obviously won't watch her for many, many years.
That they need to know that people do get hurt in a car accident, and know people need to keep hands on the wheels and keep their eyes on the road and don't get distracted.
Yeah, she had crawled to it was a Honda Odyssey, and her and my son were in the middle seats, and they were watching a movie, and she unbuckled, crawled to the back to get something to eat and drink, and then her and our son started arguing. And when they started arguing, David turned to see what was going on.
I turned my head for 4 seconds, and the 4 seconds has changed our lives forever.
He's good. All he had was scratches on his face. It looked like a cat got a hold of his face. 3 stitches on his left knee, treated and released.
He's playing football now. He's in high school.
He's a freshman.
6'4", 250. Well, I just tell him what happened to me. I mean, I just turned my head because the kids were fighting in the back. And before I knew it, I was in the ditch, and there's a culvert coming right in front of me. I had no time to react or anything, and we were flipping. And as soon as we landed, I called out. I was calling the kids, Daniel, Brittany. Daniel answered because he was in his seat belt. Brittany didn't answer. So I tried to get out, but I had a broken right wrist, and I couldn't open up my seat belt because it was jammed. And I was just like going crazy because I couldn't get out. I had 2 broken, dislocated shoulder.
Your ribs were broke?
2 broken ribs. Collapsed or bleeding spleen, whatever, and broken wrists. So
Daniel's playing football. Our son, David and I both have full-time jobs that we really like. Brittany is back in school in College Station. Both of them are. That was an excellent choice to move back. Her friends are really, really good for her. She's back dancing, winning national titles. We went to Las Vegas for a week last year for a dance competition. We're going again this summer, coming back to San Antonio for a dance competition. I mean, we do life as normal, pretty much as normal as it was before. Except she has crutches, that she uses, but really now it's kind of back to normal of how our life used
My
to be.
thought is this: every day is a gift. It's not. We were taking probably life for granted at one point. You can't do that. Every day is a gift. You never know when it can be taken away. As we heard today from the panel, it can be taken away in a matter of seconds.
I usually tell them about what happened and about her progress. But I think the main thing is never give up. There is always hope. I mean, even Dr. Vogel has said so many times, there's always hope. Even when she couldn't move at all, and doctors were saying, she'll never walk again. In fact, one of them told me she would be a vegetable. And when I told that to Brittany, she said, "You mean like broccoli?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I guess so." But just never give up. Always be there. Support your kids, support your family, grow together as a family. In fact, this accident has made us stronger as a family. I mean, we were strong before, but to go through something like this and stay together, there's nothing that could break us apart.
People call her the miracle child, and God does He does miracles. She's proof of it
So
today.
In any situation, just be there for each other, support each other, never give up. There is always hope.
Distracted driving kills. Safe driving begins with you.